And this for sure is a little bit petrifying as a doctor. That's right.
I can't even tell what he's eating.
3,974 calories, sugar 123 grams, sodium 8,000.
Hi, I'm Chris James, and today we're going to be doing a reaction to a segment on The Doctors, I believe, where a health guru eats 5,000 calories a day and claims to be healthy. So I'm curious to see what this is all about. I think this guy is doing one meal a day, but he's eating 5,000 calories. So let's check it out and see what they're talking about. Is that a plate of donuts? And
this meal is super filling.
I can't even tell what he's eating.
That was actually chicken gravy mash, and that's not all. Imagine eating all of these epic meals. These are real meals he's eaten. Giant fries, onion ring sandwich, right? A 3-pound pastry, right? That's pretty large. And a ginormous mac and cheese steak. Sort of looks like this thing I got behind me. I got close up of it there, look at that. But yet, despite that, this Instagram sensation has gone viral for his health. Secret to losing more than 60 pounds. That's him before and that's after. And that's really his physique. Blake Horton says he eats 5,000 calories in one meal just once a day. It's not just a fitness fanatic's trick, guys. There are women who are trying this as well more and more. Today we're investigating this new extreme form of intermittent fasting that's all over the internet. Can you really eat all those calories in one sitting and lose weight? And here's the other question. Is it even healthy? Please welcome.
Those are two very good questions, doctor. Can you do it? Does it work? And is it healthy? And that's what I want you all to pay attention to through my commentary on this, because ultimately, there are many different ways to lose weight, okay? I jokingly tell people you could cut off your arm, probably lose 15, 20 pounds, very, very quickly, right? So it's not just about losing weight. It's also about something that's sustainable. It's about, quality of life. There's all these other factors, health being the overarching thing. So I personally do not like to judge people, okay? That's not my thing. So let me just say that if you are engorging yourself with 5,000 calories of junk food, even if you're practicing intermittent fasting or one meal a day, it's likely not going to give you the goal that you want. You might get the weight loss. You may get the weight loss, but health, I don't see that being healthy. Let's keep going.
Blake, I gotta say, you have captured the nation's attention. 500,000 people watch you eat every night. I've witnessed this myself. Why are you so passionate about how you eat your food?
When I figured out how to eat what seems like a cheat meal every night before bed and lose weight and get all your daily nutrients at the same time, there's no reason not to be hooked. And also, no longer get hungry.
So we're gonna get into all these bits because it's so much, it's so different from any of us thought was possible. But how did you learn about it? Who taught you could even try this?
I was losing weight, eating small meals spread out throughout the day, which I was miserable. When you understand your caloric budget and you're counting calories, and you try to spread it out over 3, 4, 5 meals, shakes, snacks, you're calorically broke. You have no budget.
Right.
And when you shrink that down, I read about intermittent fasting, and it said you can eat fewer meals, same daily caloric allowance, reduce hunger, go to bed happy and full with a giant food baby, and continue the same progress. So I decided to test it out, and I took it to, everything I do is to an extreme. I'm
sensing that.
Yeah.
Okay. So clearly, yes, this guy's extreme. He's extreme. My question here is, when did the caloric budget become 5,000 calories a day? How did we get to that point? I think it's important to understand that this guy, I'm assuming he's some type of fitness fanatic as well. I mean, once again, he just said when he does something, he does it to the extreme. I don't know. I'm just gathering information, but it seems like he might be like some type of fitness fanatic as well. And of course, that would afford him a higher caloric budget or whatever the case is. Even still with that, I wouldn't recommend 5,000 calories a day. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's too much food. When I'm looking at the meals he eats, because I eat 1 meal a day, and I don't eat anywhere close to what he eats. Now, I also don't have his activity level, so I understand that there's a difference there. However, I do know of a doctor who is a power lifter, or at least he was a power lifter. He's a vegan, and he does 1,500 calories a day, and he looks, and this is not shade, he looks way better than this guy does on 1,500 calories a day. So it's not as if you gotta do the 5,000 calories, and maybe this isn't what this is about. He might just be doing mukbang, and this is just good for content. But I think that for someone who doesn't know anything about this diet and this lifestyle, this can be very misleading. And I don't think that's his intention. I'm just giving you my input. I think it could be very misleading.
So I got really creative with it, and I reduced it to 1 meal a day, which I didn't know anybody at the time like who was doing that. So the longer you wait to eat, once you get used to it, you no longer get hungry. If you eat in like a 4-hour time period, all your calories, all your nutrients in a 4-hour time period, you're not going to be hungry, not nearly as much as if you did 3 meals or 4, 5, 6 like the.
Let's kick the tires.
That is correct. When you eat multiple times a day, which old traditional wisdom would tell us to eat 6 times a day if we want to lose weight, the whole idea is keep your metabolism functioning hot. You want to keep it hot. Get that metabolism going. All it does is create these chemical spikes all day long that then if you don't maintain those diets, that diet the next day or whatever the case is, you just get hungry because you're getting these ghrelin spikes throughout the whole day. So less meals is better. If you do 1 big meal or 2 big meals, that's better than 6 small meals. But I would also recommend, because he mentioned he eats this before he goes to sleep, I would recommend eating, if you was going to do 1 large meal, especially like this, I'd do it at noon. It gives your body way more time to digest. And if you eat it outside, the sunlight will actually help you metabolize the food.
So walk me through your meal plan and just bring everyone up to speed of why you would eat this. And just to be clear, okay, this is what it actually looks like on the Instagram feed. But all of these things went into this. So take your time, explain what this is. And this is about 5,000 calories we calculated.
This is a little bit higher calorie. I believe mine was around 4,000 calories. But I do see a lot of oil here, which I didn't have on mine.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll fix that. Here.
If you could just, yeah.
There we are. Okay, it's 4,000 calories. So this is all 4,000 calories in here. All right.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't recognize that. So what do we have? We had some
salad and vegetables.
Yeah, we had about 4 pounds of vegetables. Everybody asks if I eat fruits and vegetables. Most of my meals have like 4 pounds of vegetables or like 3 pounds of fruit. But everyone sees the cheese sauce, the dressing. And it's some low-calorie cheese sauce.
What about the French fries? They're not the health food normally.
Fries, I mean, they are potatoes. They're not like deep fried like for hours. I mean, the fries I used are probably between like 2 to 3 grams of fat per 3-ounce serving of fries.
So you're very thoughtful about the cheat foods.
I count all my.
Okay, so this is interesting because what it looks like he's doing is he basically figured out a way to cheat the system as much as possible. He's getting the big old mukbang reaction and everything from everyone. He's doing the 1 meal a day, but he's also very thoughtful about what he eats. Because from what I saw, it just looked like a burger that you go from McDonald's. It's like he just had them burgers stacked up you would get from McDonald's. So it looks as if that's not what he's doing. So the type of calories he's consuming, that does make a big difference. I still would not recommend engorging yourself that way. That's just, that part's not gonna change. But I do like how thoughtful he is with his diet, and I hope that his viewers know that.
I count all my nutrients.
And what time do you normally eat?
I normally eat usually around like 1 to 2 a.m.
Yeah, I thought that was the case. I figured that's impossible. Why at that hour?
Because I go live on Instagram and everybody's like, why are you live in the middle of the night? My schedule is just packed. Like, I like eating at the end of the day because, I mean, biologically we were meant to feast and fast. And when we feast, we go to sleep. you digest while resting. A lot of people have heartburn, indigestion, acid reflux.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure plenty of people here I've had it in the past too, but when we go out to eat a lunch and then you try to walk off your big lunch, or you go try to run it off or go to the gym after eating, and your body's trying to digest all this food while moving, that can cause a lot of those issues. Where I eat all my food, and yes, I look like I have a huge baby, but I digest while resting.
See, I gotta be honest, if I...
Okay. Everybody's experience, people learn from their experiences. I see what he's doing. I don't think he's purposely doing anything to be deceitful or anything of that nature. Okay. When you eat a meal in the middle of the day and you have issues digesting it, it's not because you ate it in the middle of the day. It's because of what you ate, or because you have poor digestion. It's not because you ate it in the middle of the day and then had to go walk. Could that exacerbate an issue, underlying issue? Sure, absolutely. Especially if you're eating a tremendous amount of food. Like, there's a lot of factors that we have to consider, and I get where he's coming from. My thing is, if you're eating well, right? Let's say you're eating fruits and vegetables without the cheese sauce and fried potatoes and stuff like that. It's very likely you're not going to get indigestion and have all those issues. And you can eat in the middle of the day. Engorging yourself to put yourself into a slumber almost sounds like a coping mechanism. It's like when people have issues sleeping at night, they'll take a sleeping pill, or they'll do some type of routine, have a glass of wine, whatever the case it may be, to help them sleep. Engorging yourself on food so that you become so energetically drained that you have to go to sleep, that doesn't sound like good mental health. And this is not me judging, because I don't know. This is just me talking about my own experience, and I don't think that's a great way to put yourself to sleep. But he's getting the results, right? And a lot of times that's all that people care about. I'm going to be curious to see how his health is in the future. I'm curious to see about his weight, his physical health, his mental health in the future. I think that he really has to cut out a lot of the cheese, sauce, and the processed food. If you're going to engorge yourself on such a large amount of food, I think that you really got to cut out the processed food. And it looks like he uses more of a traditional way to track his caloric intake and his nutrients. So it could be problematic in a few years. I don't know.
I ate at 1 a.m, I wouldn't be able to sleep all night.
That would keep you from sleeping?
Yeah, for sure. That would throw me off. And this doesn't look so healthy to me, and this for sure is a little bit petrifying as a doctor. That's right.
I'm surprised they recreated this. Yeah.
We took a long time. We had to push people up. So let me go back to this. Come on over here for a second. I'm going to walk you through how I analyze the food a little bit. So this is one meal you had, right? Doesn't look as healthy as some other meals that I could imagine you eating. Is that a big hamburger? It looks like it.
Yeah, it's a giant cheeseburger. It's a cheeseburger.
It's a cheeseburger, believe me. All right, look over here. Calorie content for that, right? Pretty significant. 3,385. So it's less than the 5,000 I said, less than the 4,000 even that you might have said. Fat was almost 90 grams, and carbs 391 grams. Right? Here's another one. This is a sort of some pizza conclusion. This is a pretty big size of pizza. It's bigger than your torso.
Yeah.
Right? Here we had 3,974 calories, sugar 123 grams, sodium 8,046.
Well, that was for 2 of these slices of pizza, not just 1.
How many did you eat?
2.
Well, then what's accurate?
The total was for 2 slices.
Yes, total.
Yeah. Sure, sodium's a little bit high, but
a little bit high. 8,000.
Yeah, for me, it's almost double the recommended amount, or a little bit over double the recommended amount. But
look, it sounds good. It's all fun and games. This video is 4 years old. I'm going to see if I can find him and see how he's doing and see. I'm just curious to see how things have progressed. Remember, when you look at keto, right, like the keto diet, there are people on the ketogenic diet, or at least there used to be, and they were eating bacon all day, chicken wrapped bacon, just bacon and pork and meat. And they were losing weight, right? But then what are we slowly seeing in the ketogenic movement? We're seeing have a little bit more fruit, have a little bit more vegetable, mix it up a little bit, change it up. Because what did we notice as time progressed? We saw that it wasn't sustainable for people. They would plateau. If they went outside of the diet, the pretty strict diet, now all of a sudden they're having issues. Now, I want to be clear. I understand that there's different segments of the ketogenic diet, and there are segments of it that I would consider to be like health oriented. But with the really wild, popular ketogenic diet that was out 5 years ago, I mean, it was just really popular. It was very unhealthy, and it kind of reminds me of this a little bit. They would make cheese pizza or whatever, but they wouldn't use bread or something. I don't know. I never really got into it. It was nothing that I was ever really interested in or intrigued by. But I'm going to check in on this guy and see how things go. I think we pretty much got the idea of what he's doing and, what it is. Obviously, in those 2 slices of pizza, yeah, that's a ton of sodium. I look at this as fasting abuse, okay? And even my friends who fast, they understand the technique and they use it, but they'll eat McDonald's and they'll do I tell them to their face, I'm like, yo, it's fasting abuse. You're taking the knowledge that's supposed to help you boost your longevity, boost your quality of life as you get older, help you get healthy in the present. You're taking that knowledge and you're using it to be greedy and gorge yourself, and there's gonna be a price to pay for that. With that being said, I think one thing this video does do is showcase the power of fasting. I mean, it's incredible what fasting is capable of, literally to the point where here's what's very interesting. If he took his meals and split them up into 4 or 5 different meals and ate them throughout the day, he wouldn't have this result. It's literally because he's using a 1 meal a day strategy, because he's using a fasting strategy, and the way the body digests the food. It just really shows you how powerful it is. So hopefully you guys are intrigued. I mean, 1 meal a day is pretty incredible. If you haven't tried it, I recommend definitely trying it. Not like this. I usually like to recommend, especially if you're looking to heal and reverse disease, I would recommend doing your 1 meal a day with a raw food diet with way less calories. And you'll just see it's a prescription. It helps you to heal so quickly. You lose weight so quickly. You feel good. Mental clarity is crazy. You hydrate well, etc., etc. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, the application of knowledge is power, and I will see you all next time.